In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about editing images, and we're going to use some software that's free to do that. The first thing you need to learn is that aspect ratio is the relationship between a picture's width and its height. And no matter how big or small an image is, it always has the same aspect ratio. In fact, changing that will distort the image. So if you resize or scale an image and don't preserve the aspect ratio as it originally was, the image will be distorted. As you can see here, squishy one way or the other. The only way to change an image's size or change its aspect ratio without ruining the image is to crop it. And we're going to learn about cropping in this video. For this demo, we're going to use a really great online editor that's free called Pixlr, P-I-X-L-R, and when you Google it, you'll see that it comes up with some different options because it has a bunch of legacy editors. But the one we're going to use is Pixlr X, which is brand new and really fantastic. The Pixlr X screen is really simplified. You can drag and drop an image, or you can open an image using the standard go and get it from your file system. When I open the images folder that I'm looking at, the one I really want to adjust is this picture on the left. But before I do that, I kind of want to get some information about what I'm trying to match it to. In this case, I'm going to use a picture that I know is the right size, and that's this lady over here. She's got everything just straight. So clicking on it opens the image, and now it's available to me in the Pixlr editor. The Pixlr editor has some menus, and the two most used are the arrange menu and the crop menu, and the crop menu is how we change the image in this video. The crop menu shows me the width of the image and the height of the image, and I could get a calculator and figure out what the relationship was between those two numbers in terms of an aspect ratio, but it's way easier if you use standardized aspect ratios. So Pixlr, if you click the select aspect button, there's a bunch of presets that are common to images out there, and those aspect ratios are mostly what are used in images. When I click on it, it shows me, it's now saying, well, would you like me to crop this image at a 4:3 aspect ratio? And you can see that that's not right. Because the image that I'm using is taller than it is wide. So if I click on that button again, it'll reverse the order of the aspect so that it shows me the tall number, the height number, instead of the width number. And in fact, this image just fits that just about perfectly. So that's what I want for my new image to have, is a 4:3 aspect ratio. And I'm also noting that the width of this image is 298 pixels. So after I've cropped the other image, I want to resize it so that the width of that image will be 298 pixels. So anyways, now I'm going to go and get my other image, so I can save that. It doesn't matter, I didn't change anything. But I'm going to go now to my file system and find the image that I want to open, and then that's the teacher in the library, and I want her to be cropped out so that she fits the directory. When I click on the that open, Pixlr is a layered program, so unless you understand layers, it's always better just to create a new one. But then the second thing it shows me is which size would you like to start with. This image came from a camera, as most do, and they're really, really, really big, way too big for the website. But if I want to edit the image in that full def, I can use that, or I can use one that's in the middle. But really, because everything we're doing is for the web, we're always going to choose the web option, because the widest this picture can get is 1280 pixels. So I'm going to just select that, and you see that when I click that, it opens up, and there's my image, 1280 pixels wide. Now I want to crop out, I want to get the lady herself to match the other image. So I open it up in the crop menu, and you can see that if I click on the aspect ratio button, it does crop the image, but it's still the wrong way. So I'm going to click that again, and now you'll see that it is now in the correct aspect ratio for my needs. Now, the other image was a little bit more close up. The nice thing about this preset is that no matter what I do or how I move it or resize it, that aspect ratio stays the same. So I can take just the piece of the picture that I want to use and get right up close so that it matches what the other image looks like, so I can have some consistency. But now it's still too big. It's 477 pixels wide, you can see up there. So I'm going to go and now do the arrange menu in order to resize the image. And all I have to do is maintaining the aspect ratio, which means constrained proportions by default, that's how it's set. I can just change one of these elements, and I remember I need 298 pixels to be my width, and you can see that it automatically changes the height, and now I've applied it, and now I have an exact, a perfect picture for my gallery, and it's consistent with the other one. So I can output that as JPEG or PNG or whatever I want, and when I click on download, it downloads it right to my browser downloads folder, and that is all I need to do to get this done. So that's how you work with images in Pixlr.